Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey man, shout out to the swim club. You know what it is. It's your boy Guess Who. You now tapped into Streetnerdz Radio, the #1 station in the streets right now. We got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Man, Crooks, you already know what's going on. Hella forever, more shit, man. Cincinnati in this motherfucker. Shout out to Vegas, man.
Man, that's what's up. Before we get started, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. And shout out to our sponsors, Meta Water, Paramore, T's Chicken Trap. You get what I'm saying? Coast to coast. Make sure y'all tap in with us. Let's just go ahead and get into your background for the people who ain't too familiar with you. You said you from Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
You get what I'm saying? Go ahead and tell us what growing up and what Cincinnati's like.
Man, growing up in Cincinnati is literally like whatever you make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cincy is like, you could be in Cincy and be next to a little rich neighborhood. You can go past that rich neighborhood and it ain't nothing but ghetto shit. You know what I'm saying? So Cincy is like kind of like Vegas in the sense that it's a real big melting pot. You feel me? So you're going to see a bunch of shit from all sides. So I went to a lot of different schools. I graduated from Withrow. So everybody in the city know Withrow High School. You know what I'm saying? All the different high schools be active in their own little way. Cincinnati is just fun. It's a fun place. Family-oriented place with hella music history.
Man, Cincinnati growing up, was it sports? Were you involved in sports growing up? Mm-hmm. What sport was it?
I played baseball and basketball.
Man, baseball is an underrated sport.
It is.
You get what I'm saying? What got you involved in baseball?
I don't even remember what got me in it specifically. I feel like it was my mom not wanting me to play football. And I like football. Like, I like to watch it. I always had heads I could catch. Like, I always liked football. But I don't know, I went to one football practice and was like, nah, I'm cool. And literally went back to the gym and started hooping. Like, I just didn't really like it. But I don't know. Just got into the baseball team. And shout out to my coach, man. Coach Solomon, one of, like, the realest people ever. You know what I'm saying? Coach had 296 Impalas, and he'll pull up on you in the black when come coach the kids. You feel me? Real player-ass cat, man. But I just love baseball. It was like one of the first things I got into. And then I got into basketball as I got like taller.
Biggest misconception about where you from? What do people always feel like they feel about your city that you be like, man, that's not what it is?
That we call it the Nasty Natty, and don't no motherfucking body in Cincinnati call Cincinnati the Nasty Natty. Like, it could be a motherfucker who ain't never been to Ohio before, and they be like, oh, you from the Nasty Natty? No, motherfucker, we from Cincinnati. Like, nah. And one of the biggest misconceptions is that, like, it ain't no black people. It's hella niggas in Cincinnati. We also are just a place that's rich in black history, and shit, Cincinnati, one of the first places that slaves come to when they come across the Ohio River. Literally, they're crossing the Ohio River dying to make it to Ohio. And Cincinnati is the first city when you get past that motherfucker right there. Depending on where you're at in the state line, of course. But, you know what I'm saying? We're very rich in black history, and a lot of people don't know that.
Music for you.
Just,
what about where you from? Like, what's the sound like? What's the culture like? What's the music scene like back in Cincinnati?
Cincy is rich in sound just because, like, again, what I said, the history, so much sound come from Ohio itself. Like, Cincinnati, shit, we got Boosie Collins, High Tech, just a number of people that are just very strong in terms of, like, why music sound the way it sound. Why, not just rap, but music itself. So you got the historical side, and then you got the fact that just, like, don't nobody ever stop. The sound just keep expanding. My boy Lantana out there going crazy. Mills out there going crazy. Number of people just out there going crazy with like fire sounds. Cheese Charles, fire. My guy 3 Side Sage, fire. Fort Quan, fire. It don't matter where you look in the city. Like, everybody got some gas right now. And it used to be that we had like a sound that was more geared towards the dance, and we had like popular sounds for that, like with the bounce. And then when music changed, we just changed with it and get better. Like, Cincy always got some fire.
When the music, was there a moment or a time that you can remember that you fell in love with music yourself?
For me, I've always been around so much music. I think I've always been around so much music that just kind of played a part in it. Like, man, I grew up around some music heads. My pops, my mom, my grandmothers. Appreciate you. Like, big music people. So the kind of, like, I like to think that the kind of artist I am, or the kind of rapper people may think I am, is like attributed to the sounds I grew up on. And I grew up around like people listening to a lot of down south rap, a lot of East Coast rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? My pops was playing AZ and Nas and shit, and then he might play Master P. Shit, I was growing up when Gucci was the hottest nigga in the motherfucking world, and my favorite rapper was Gucci Mane until I was 14. So like, you know what I mean? Like, so many sounds come through Ohio being where you are that like your influences can come from so many places, dog.
Can you remember your first time you was like, I think I want to do this music shit? When did the passion to make music?
Like, when did I develop a passion for it?
Yeah.
I feel like I developed a passion for music probably like around like 14. Cause I feel like I was good at everything a nigga could be good at, bro. Like, I was great at school. You know what I'm saying? I was great at school, and then school didn't work out for me. I was good at sports. I'm only 6'1". That shit ain't work out too crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like, everything that a young nigga supposed to be good at, man, I did great. So when I found something that I really loved like that, I just kind of fell into it. I knew I loved it when I was willing to catch the bus 30, 40 minutes and go be down there just to get an hour of studio time and then catch the bus and go right back. You know what I'm saying?
What was the trigger for that? Was there like a person who was like, hey, I think you should rap? Or you could think about a moment where it was like that, even like the thought of rap?
Man, I always been like solid with words. Like, words have always been my thing as far as like writing goes in school and shit like that. But I think I went to school with a homie. Shout out to my guy Mario, man. I went to school with my guy Mars, and he was one of the only people I knew that rapped. Like, I didn't know anybody in my direct circumference that rapped. So we had a study hall together, and I would write a rap every hour in study hall. You know what I'm saying? Just put it on paper, write a rap. And when I would see him at the end of study hall, I would rap it to him. And they'd be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this fire, you should come down here, record with us, whoop, whoop. And I got hip to Elements, and Elements was literally like a youth center, you know what I'm saying, built for like kids that was like funded by U.S. Bank, a couple other places, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing but kids in there that they were teaching hip hop.
Right.
So like, they had a beats and rhymes program if you wanted to rap. They taught you how to DJ, all of that.
Having a place like that in your city that really helped cultivate that, do you feel like for at least you, that helped you and the people around you, you know what I'm saying, have an outlet? For
sure. Because it was a blessing, because I had never been to the old location that they had when I went. It was when they got more funding and were like in a nicer area, but like nicer facility. It was literally the craziest studio I had ever seen up until that point. It was the first studio I went to, you know what I'm saying? So, letting high school kids come in there and pay $5 to try to figure out how to do something they really like, you know what I'm saying? That was a big help, you know what I'm saying? And I still got mad love for everybody at Elements, Brother Abdullah, everybody who showed me the way. My guy Nitty showed me the way. When it come to like performing, I did my first performance there. Like, it was a great like breeding ground for young talent, especially young black talent.
What would be one obstacle or obstacles that you had to face growing up? Especially now when it is so easy to get caught up in the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what the politics or gangs are like where you're from, or even if that's a thing where you're from. What helped you like at least navigate to where you wanted to rap?
Minding my motherfucking business. A lot of niggas make things their business that isn't theirs. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people make wars theirs that isn't theirs, man. And a lot of people align themselves with shit that they probably shouldn't be aligned with when they're thinking of the betterment of themselves. So, like, I think I've been blessed with the fact that I knew me and myself really early and what I was willing to do, what I wasn't willing to do, what was cool to me, what wasn't. And I had the mindset to lock in on music. Like, because in high school, I knew I went to college, but like shit, you know, in your head, you're going to be rich in the start by the time you get to a certain point. But like, I developed the ethic of like how I work now, like then being that dedicated, man. And it's about like getting into shit. And I got into shit like every other young nigga growing up in any other sort of area. But like, I was more focused on what I was doing to the point to where tunnel vision.
Was there ever a point in your life growing up that thought had crossed your mind? Like, I think I'm gonna participate
for sure.
This out here.
For sure. I mean, when you grow up around some shit you raised in it, you see it, it's there, it's reachable, it's attainable. It's how could you not? You know what I'm saying? So like, how could you not, man? But like, I could pull out my phone. I know everybody got people in their contact list that ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? I got homies that went to jail when we was in high school, is just getting out around right now. You know what I'm saying? They just got out in the last couple years trying to figure out how to do an Instagram reel and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it depends on how you think about your time and what you value and how important you are to you.
How has what you've been through and your experiences back home helped shape your music?
It's everything, bro. Like, cause even me being here and being able to talk to you is a testament to that. You feel what I'm saying? Because like, ain't nobody thinking about even being able to live that far and that being an attainable thing. You know what I'm saying? So like even being able to be here and be able to pop out with y'all and come do music here and just really be here and be ingratiated into what y'all got going on out here is a blessing, because realistically, dog, I could really be there. I could have just been where I was doing what I was and been content. You know what I'm saying? So it shapes you completely because like you thankful. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes y'all might take the palm trees in the sun for granted because y'all ain't never been nowhere where it be snowy and dirty and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like,
shit, I'm from Colorado.
So you know the vibe.
This is my first year in Las Vegas. So I'm learning about Las Vegas from them by doing things like this and learning about places like where you from.
So you know it get cold, bro. You know about being in a cold place. It's shit, even like the vibes, it's just a little more depressing when you somewhere that's always cold and the sky is gray, and you know what I'm saying? And I love my city. This ain't even to say I don't love my city, because I'm about to be back there in a few weeks. But like, it's a different vibe. I was just telling somebody, when you outside, you can calm yourself down. Easy, bro. Like it wasn't always that easy when you got to drive to the park in the city, or you got to go to some shit scene and you got to drive there. You know what I'm saying? For sure. I can go sit on the balcony at the crib and be stressed and watch the trees swing back and forth and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like just hella grateful. Well, what brought you to Las Vegas?
Man, wanting to maximize me being in music for a few years. Like I had been coming out here and recording. I had friends that lived here, you feel me? I was already popping out on like Fridays, popping out here, going to record and just like going out and just enjoying the vibes, and then flying right back home on a red eye, coming back to Ohio on Monday. So I was doing that back and forth, and I was also recording the bulk of my albums in Los Angeles. Like for a little bit of time, like every album I did, I would go to LA to do it. So just catching vibes, bro, trying to record in different spaces and put myself in different mindsets and shit. Before like my address was permanent, I had to fly somewhere else and catch a little different vibe and just try to put myself in a different mindset. I always want to record the first night I get anywhere.
What inspires that? Like what in you was like, man, I'm gonna go catch vibes in another place to go make my music that much better? Because you are getting a different kind of flavor and a different kind of, you feel what I'm saying? What gave you the hindsight to want to do that for your music?
Personally, for me, I wanted to expand as an artist, man. I felt like I had got known for being the guy with the bars. You know what I'm saying? And like when I first started, I've been rapping since I was 17 years old. I'm sure I was just flaming that shit from beginning to end, and I had got known for being so heavily on the bar tip to where like I wanted my music to be more about my experiences. And to have new experiences, you got to go do some new shit. So I just started putting myself in the position to do so, and having homies in different cities help, and being a solid guy that people want to see come through. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I'm flying out, I'm calling my guy Corey, hey Magic, I'm in LA, what's up? And we setting studio sessions up and we working. Or when I'm out here, I was hitting my guys up and we was working. So I wanted to change in what I was doing and how I was doing it. So, shit, let's fly somewhere and see what we do. You know what I mean?
You said that you like to go to them places. You wanted to get to a point where you wanted to start putting more of you into your music. Do you feel like it's hard to be vulnerable in your music?
Nah. I don't feel like it's hard to be vulnerable in my music because it's probably the place I'm going to be the most vulnerable. I don't have a therapist. I'm the older brother. I don't got no older brothers. You know what I'm saying? So like, definitely my place of vulnerability is my sound. And I would say, if anything, I've gotten more comfortable and better with it throughout the years.
What would you consider your sound? If you had to describe your sound, I know it's hard for a lot of artists, but if you had to describe your sound, what is your sound?
If I had to describe my sound, I would describe it as like looking in the mirror, man. Like I make reflective music. So I just turned 28 last week. I can go listen to
Happy
me.
belated birthday, brother.
Thank you. I can go listen to 21-year-old me and hear where he was at. And you might be able to listen to him and hear where you were at that time and what you went through and how you pushed through it. Or hear something to make you push through it and remind yourself how live you are. You know what I'm saying? So a music of reflection and speaking from a place of like wanting to be better than I was yesterday. I don't think I make holier than thou music. I don't think I'm better than the next nigga. I just tell you how I got this good. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think everybody has that in themselves and see a little bit of Chris Crooks in themselves in the sense of like, man, like you may not talk shit like that verbally, but you may feel like that about yourself inside, or you may exude that energy in something else and in some other way. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be a reflection.
What song do you have that you feel like is the best representation of who you are? It could be released or unreleased, but that you feel like best represents who you are, your sound, your story, everything like that.
I think the one I just dropped last week, Ramen Noodle Baby. Ramen Noodle Baby is a perfect representation of who I am. I'm a ramen noodle baby. You feel me? Like I'm not. I don't got no airs about shit, bro. I am who I am, and I be myself everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? The same way you might feel like you'll stick out in some other places when you pop out. We stick out everywhere because we are who we are. And Ramen Noodle Baby is one of them records where, like, I'm giving you a little piece of life from beginning to end, and if you feel it, you feel it, and you get an idea.
Man, so going into 2025, because this year is fastly seeming like it's coming to an end.
For sure.
What's one thing that you're going to leave behind in 2024, or what's one thing that you want to pick up in 2025?
That's a good question. One thing I want to leave behind is waiting. Feeling like there's a need to wait for anything. The time is really now. And I think sometimes we get caught up in the fact in life and everything else that goes on that we get away from the truest parts of ourselves and tell ourselves that we should wait on certain shit. And it's really no more waiting, bro. So I want to leave waiting on shit and having any sort of hesitancy in 2024.
And what we gaining in 2025?
Everything. We literally need everything. On my mama's side, I'm an only child, so that means I'm greedy as hell in a certain sense. Shit, I want my name on everything. I want you to hear me. Even when it comes to putting out the music, man, I put out the music really in the sense of giving my story to as many people as possible. I always love who it reaches right now and who it's been reaching for the last few years, but I want to get it to as many people as possible because we ain't the only people that feel like this. You know what I'm saying?
Studio essentials. What are must-haves for you to have a dope-ass session?
Studio essentials. If I'm in the studio, I need some, you feel me? I gotta have a goddamn on me at all times. I need some candy.
Favorite candy that you take?
The smoothie Skittles is my jam right now.
Okay.
The smoothie Skittles is my jam right now. I gotta be real picky on what candy I don't take because I don't eat pork and there's gelatin in a lot of that shit. So I eat like some Skittles. Really something light. I don't want to eat chips because then you picking shit out your teeth trying to rap and it's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But I need some candy. I need maybe some champagne or some juice, something to mix it with, some little ice. There's always some water in there. I don't really need too much, bro. My rider not crazy. You don't need much to have me pull up, bro. I got a set list of things that I need, and once I got it, I'm good. We going.
Man, your younger self, 14, 15-year-old, falling in love with music, what would be the one piece of game wisdom or a lesson that you would tell your younger self before you take this journey?
Take advantage. Take advantage of everything. The feeling of missed opportunity is not one that's fun to have. So when you thinking about taking advantage of something, take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't think too long. Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, I want to give you the opportunity to give your final words to the people. Any final words you want to give to the people?
one, I appreciate the love everybody be showing me. If you ever done played a song, watched a video, came to a show, heard about somebody who heard about somebody who heard you and told you I was fire, I appreciate it all. We got the new EP, No More Waiting, that just came out. I got Crew Chef on there. I got Hitman Don on there. I got Autumn Javinci on there. We making more dope music. About to have another project with Quick coming out. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for all the love, man. Keep streaming me. If you got anything you need, man, holla at me.
You got to come back with Crew.
You already know.
And we got to talk.
Yeah.
First time I got to tell a story before we out here. The first time I heard about him, bro. I'm in the studio. I'm just shooting for FL and Quick. And his music came on. I'm like, damn, this nigga cold. Bro, ever since then, I've been a fan. So I want to say that, give you your flowers, because your music it's in rotation. Touching niggas' soul. You feel what I'm saying? And so I appreciate that. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Where can they find you?
At Chris Crooks with an underscore. You can find that on everything, and the music on all streaming services.
Man, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and we out. Boom.